Pisces, and welcome to your extended reading. I will put up the extended readings for this month for free here on YouTube, and whenever I feel ready, I will move them on to Patreon, where the community can always watch all the extendeds. Then, hi woodpecker. Anyway, what I want to talk about before we get into the reading, Pisces, is something that you maybe don't want to hear, but I gotta tell you because I feel that is something that has been going on with a lot of Pisces, and it's an important message, and it has shown in the 4 cards that I already pulled for you. The all signs reading, which were these 4 cards. Now, what this tells me now is I think the last 10 years, this is how long this has been going on. For the last 10 years, not every relationship that you had, may it be friendship, may it be unrequited love, may it be somebody you had a crush on, any kind of romantic relationship, has not ended in a very clear way. So what you guys like to do is just dive really deep to the bottom of the pond and pretend it never happened. Now that Mercury retrograde is here, and now that Saturn is back in its home in Capricorn, it's a very karmic year, and I feel like if it doesn't show on the outside, it can also show on the inside with dreams coming up or messages coming to you, but it's coming back to bite you in the ass. It's really here to be cleared up. So if there's somebody who is willing to listen to you and you gotta apologize, please do that. It's very, very, very important for you to move on to next year in a very clear way and to really grow as a person. So if that is something where you feel that it speaks to you and that has happened to you, maybe there's a tiny apology due. It doesn't have to be this great thing with, going overboard, because that again sends the wrong message. But if you feel like you've let a partner down and then just left them with their broken heart, or disappointed them in a way where you could have done better, that's something that needs to be cleared up. So don't focus on anything else, and don't throw yourself into your projects if you know that there's still somebody out there who's aching because of you. Yeah, that is just something that came through. Now, let's look at the rest of Cancer season. Ooh, look. It's the exact kind of leadership that I was talking about. So apologizing is a form of leadership. Knowing your mistakes is a form of leadership, and communicating them is a form of leadership. So Pisces, I feel like Cancer season gives you a lot of opportunities to look at emotions, to look at relationship entanglements that have never been resolved, that now can be resolved. So if the person is not willing to talk to you anymore, a small ritual will do. Your awareness does a lot, and you don't have to talk to somebody like in real life to resolve something on the energetic level. Next up is this one here. This is more leadership. How do you want to go about your human or your relationships in general? They don't have to be romantic, but you can now start to set a new beginning of you handling your relationships, of you going deeper into friendships, of you opening up and showing your feelings, your emotions, your sorrows, your mistakes, where you messed up to others. So Pisces, that happens because you sometimes feel so inferior that you feel like if you would admit your mistakes, people would not be friends with you anymore, or would just leave and let you down. And there is a real fear of that, but it actually makes you seem a bit like you're above everybody else. And I know it comes from the exact opposite. What's next? So you can really determine how you juggle your own emotions, what to say, what not to say. Really, there's a lot of water, many ships, and this guy is eternally juggling his skills. So it's not like you're not skilled in communication. It's just that your insecurities sometimes get the better of you, and they really keep you from developing deeper bonds, although you crave them. You crave them really deeply because, Pisces, you're a deep human being. Your thoughts are deep, though you like to hang out on the surface as well sometimes. So it's like you're very ambiguous when it comes to that. This is where you can drive a Libra crazy, because on the Libra it has a very big impact. If you tip the scales in one direction or the other, it'll take them a very long time to just get back into balance. For you, it's just whether you're down or you're up, it goes very quickly. You don't dwell on emotions very long. You like to move on quickly. But again, that doesn't mean that others can do that. And yeah, there is a likelihood that you hurt others with that character trait. So the thing and the advice is to slow down a little bit more. So take that advice that I've given you with resolving the mistakes and sit with them for a bit. And you might find a real treasure in your realizations in going through that feeling. And yes, you will feel like a bit of an asshole, you feel like the other person didn't do better, you will have all those kinds of ruminations, but if you move past them and if you really just sit with yourself and look at that kind of behavior and look at how you kept people at a distance, at arm's length, and you open up to that, yeah, slay queen, slay. You will turn into another human being. Like your relationships will be on another level. So deep, make you so happy, so fulfilling. Okay, but don't do it all at once. The realization comes quickly. Pisces, what I feel like is now that you know what's up, you still feel like you have to manage your work as well. It feels like now you know that your relationship matter has evolved. You still have to finish all the other tasks in Cancer season as well. So there's lots of work. There's Mercury retrograde and things not working as the way you planned. So in order to really marinate, the sea, so to really sit in that place surrounded by the sea, marinate in that, you have to let go of a few things. You can't do anything and everything on your to-do list. Prioritize, because Mercury retrograde isn't going to let you get everything done this season anyway. So really prioritize what's the most important thing. What's the most important thing? One big star, and probably a few little stars will get you the most out of it. Again, we have the water, the marinating, the adding to it, overflow. But it's just one big star and a few little. So focus. Not too much. So as we head towards Leo season, what's coming up? What's happening? Oh, okay. No victim mentality. I feel that happens if you not heed my advice and you still want to get more done, because Pisces, you're a workaholic sometimes and you're a little bit stubborn, but then you get overwhelmed and you find yourself in a situation where you're overbooked and you really don't know how to get out of it. Yeah, don't get yourself into that situation, because you're the only one who can get yourself out of the situation, which is cancellations of plans, which is going to upset people, but you could have seen that coming. So don't overbook yourself so you don't have to disappoint others later on. Fewer things, but do them well. You know that you're skilled. The fewer things you do, and the more intense you learn from the things you do, the better those skills will get. And the better you will be in 1 or 2 months from now. You will see how that topic that you decided to focus on will improve a lot, where you felt like it hasn't grown that much. In the recent years, it's going to move very quickly within the next 2, 3, 4 months or something. Okay, Pisces, let's look at your cards in detail. Hi Pisces, this one up here is the line we already talked about before in the All Signs reading as well, so I'm just going to quickly recap. The most important thing is to make that kind of realization that you've looked away from the hurt that you caused certain people, and it's now coming back to probably hurt you unless you make this realization very quickly. So the realization is that you step up into leadership. So really you become the person who knows where he or she messed up, where you messed up, and where probably an apology is overdue, and then just realizing from that where and how you step into the leadership even more by deciding how you want your relationships to look in the future, what they should be like, what quality you want to bring to the table as a friend, as a partner, as a coworker. What should that look like? Because Pisces, you're actually very skilled at that. It's just that it hasn't been on your focus, or you think that other things are more important. But for right now, this is the thing that you should focus on most. So how can you become even more skilled in your ways of communication, in your ways of dealing with other people? Because the more you marinate into this realization, the more you marinate and revel in that realization that there is really so much to gain for you from developing your friendship, your relationships, to become more trustworthy, even to become more understandable, because not everybody gets that, being on the surface and in warm waters and then suddenly vanishing and diving deep. Not everyone can deal with that, and just sitting with that for a moment and realizing that you probably haven't communicated enough. That could be a great realization, but just sit with that and there will come something from it that is a great treasure, where you know, oh, that's the thing that it could improve your relationships a lot. Treat this one here with great respect, because if you're just planning to go on with your month the way you planned, you will become very overwhelmed, you will become overworked, and you will not have that kind of deep realization, but you will just be very much lost in your work. The thing you should focus on is one thing, and then just if there's tiny little things on the side, you may manage them as well. But the most important thing is to just keep giving out your emotions. Communicate your emotions. Communicate where you are. And communicate how you change yourself from top to diving deep. What happened in between? Why are you gone now? You have to communicate that. And the more you give water, the more you get water, the happier you be, Pisces. And again, it's going to come up again and again and again, where you feel like, maybe this isn't the real message. Maybe there's something else I should focus on. Maybe, but I don't know really how to get out of this situation. And these two, for me, are very similar in their energetic quality. So it's, again, really coming back to owning your skills. These two are very similar for me as well. Just owning your skills and knowing how to develop your own relationships and be inspired. Look at people who inspire you, who can speak very, very well, who know how to calm a fight or calm a situation. De-escalating is the word to look for. Okay, so let's look at subconscious influences that have been happening in the recent bottom of the deck. Yeah, okay, so this is what I feel like is really happening. This is karma. So whatever is coming up for you, where you feel like your relationships aren't working out, things from the past come back to you. This is why it's a karmic thing that is happening right now. And again, you're being asked to restructure your human relationships, think them over, and then step into leadership and be the one who treats others the way you would like to be treated, with that same kind of reverence, because others are communicating with you better than you're communicating with them. So you can look at certain people and step it up. And from there, oh my God, so once we take it one step further and we're in the part where people are so ready to forgive you, all your cups will be full. You will be so happy, you feel so much lighter, and then you can move into a little bit of sitting back and just looking at what happened this month. And just feel well. So there is a big forgiveness process, forgiving yourself first in here, so that there's a karmic cleanse going on at the moment from your past relationships that you did not treat well, let go of well, or even let go of at all. Here we are, Pisces. That is your to-do list. And I hope you liked it. I hope you got something from it. And hopefully we will talk again in Leo season. Bye-bye.